There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition. It lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. Welcome to Maple Street, USA, late summer. A safe, tree-lined world away from the big city. A nice, old-fashioned place to raise a family. Good friends, well-kept lawns, and the laughter of children at play. There's Mr. Steve Brand, who just finished washing his shiny new car, with some help from a good neighbor.
Hand me the rag, will you, Don? I want to polish this baby before the sun goes down.
Sure. Hey, I can get the tires for you.
It's okay. It's almost dark.
Throw me the ball!
If you can catch it. Hey, the ice cream man.
Look at that. Ice cream before dinner.
Why not? They deserve it.
Well, as long as their mothers don't find out.
What'll it be, boys?
Fudsicle.
Coming right up.
And a rocket popsicle.
This one's got your name on it, Tommy.
At the sound of the roar and the flash of unearthly light, it will be precisely 6:43, and time for another era to begin in this otherwise perfect neighborhood.
Whoa! Look at that!
What was that?
I don't know. What was it?
Must be some kind of new jet.
What was that? A meteor?
That's what it looked like. I didn't hear any crash, though, did you?
No, I didn't hear anything except a roar.
Steve, what was that?
Beats me, honey. Came awful close, didn't it?
Too close to home, much too close.
What the heck?
A police helicopter?
Did you see how fast it was going?
6:44 p.m. on a late September evening, the last calm and reflective moments before the monsters came to Maple Street.
And now, back to our story from the Twilight Zone. The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street, starring Frank John Hughes, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Operator? Operator? Bill, there's something wrong with the phone. What are you doing out there?
Trying to start the power mower.
In the dark?
Well, I wanted to finish the lawn. The motor wouldn't work.
Did you plug in the cord?
Sure did.
Steve, where are you?
Right here, honey.
I just washed my hair and the blow dryer stopped. Then I put soup in the microwave, but it's still cold. We must have blown a fuse. Can you fix it?
I don't think so.
Why not?
It looks like the whole block.
The power's off in our house, too. I can't get anybody on the phone, and the TV went out.
Electricity's off. Phone's
I
dead.
tried the radio, but... Computer doesn't even work. Who's that?
Who is that?
I can't tell. It's too dark.
Hi, neighbor.
Oh, hi, Charlie. Who's that behind you?
It's just me, Pete Van Horn.
Still dark down the street?
Yep, all the street lights are out.
Where are you going?
I thought I'd check it out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll cut through your backyard, Steve, if you don't mind.
Hey, what for?
See if they got power over on Floral Street.
Sure. Go ahead.
You need a flashlight?
Nope, I know my way around.
Well, good luck. Let us know.
All right, be right back then.
We've got some candles in the house. Maybe I should go get them.
Not yet. Give it a few more minutes.
Did you see what was on his belt?
What?
A claw hammer.
Oh, he always carries that.
How come?
He's a carpenter.
Yeah, but what does he need a hammer for at night?
I don't know.
For protection?
From what? Steve, what's going on?
I wish I knew, honey.
You know, it just doesn't make any sense.
How do you mean?
Well, why should the power go off all of a sudden?
And the phone lines.
Maybe some sort of electrical storm or something.
Nah, that don't seem likely. I mean, the sky was just as blue as anything today. No lightning, no thunder, no nothing. How could it be a storm? I can't get a thing on the radio. Not even the portable.
So we can't call the power company.
Well, why don't we check with the police?
How?
Well, you could drive downtown to that new car of yours.
I suppose I could.
They'll probably think we're nuts, though. A little power failure, and right away we get all flustered and bent out of shape.
It isn't just a power failure, Charlie. If it was, we'd still be able to get a broadcast on the portable.
Well, we ought to do something.
I'll run into town and we'll get this straightened out.
Are you sure, Steve? Maybe we should all stay together.
Just take a few minutes, and then at least we'll know.
Do you want me to come with you?
No, you wait here. Go in the house if you want and light some candles.
What's the matter with the car?
I don't understand. It was working fine this afternoon.
Out of gas?
I just filled up.
Well, then it's not getting a spark. Look under the hood.
Well, it could be a lot of things. I wouldn't know where to start, especially at night.
That could be the distributor cap.
But it's new. It's supposed to be under warranty.
What's it mean?
Mean?
All these things happening at once.
It doesn't mean anything. It's just a coincidence. Next time I try the car, it'll probably start just fine.
I don't know. It's as if everything flat out stopped all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's pretty strange if you ask me.
We better walk downtown.
How many? I mean, some of us should stay here and watch the houses.
The two of us can go, Charlie, you and me.
You think it's the meteor?
Well, I really doubt it. I don't see how it could be if that's what it was. A meteor couldn't do this.
Well, then we'll find out. Turn it over to the authorities.
Yeah, they'll know what to do.
They better. That's what we pay them for. Come on, Steve.
Mr. Brand,
Yes, Tommy?
you better not.
Better not what?
Go into town.
Why not?
They don't want you to.
Who doesn't want us to?
Them.
Them?
Whoever was in that thing that flew over.
What?
Whoever was in it. I don't think they want us to leave here.
Fool kid.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
They don't want us to. That's why they shut everything off.
What makes you say that?
Now, isn't that the craziest thing you ever heard?
Tommy, I asked you a question. Whatever gave you that idea?
It's always that way.
Always?
Well, when a ship lands from outer space.
Oh, come on now.
It's that way in every story.
Which story?
All of them. It could be the mothership or just, a scout.
You mean one of those smaller spaceships? Oh, sure. Yeah, a flying saucer, something like that.
They watch everything we do.
Why?
I missed something.
I don't know that either. But they're checking us out.
All the way from outer space.
Sure. That's where they come from. Don't you know anything?
For what reason?
Well, for the invasion.
An invasion from space yet. Sally, you better get that boy of yours off to bed. He's been reading too many comic books or seeing too many science fiction movies or something.
Tommy, come over here and stop that kind of talk.
Go with your mother, Tommy. We'll be right back, and you'll see. That wasn't any kind of ship, for crying out loud. That was just a meteor or something. I guess it did have something to do with these power failures and the rest of it. Meteors can do strange things. I think I read something about it.
Oh, sure. Like sunspots.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing sunspots do. They raise Cain with radio reception all over the world.
That part's definitely true.
And this thing coming so close, why? I mean, there's no telling the sort of stuff it can do. Yeah, you go ahead, Steve. You and Charlie go into town and see if that isn't what's causing it all.
All right, then. We're going.
Mr. Brand, please don't.
Come on. You want us just to stand right here in one spot?
You might not be able to get to town.
Why not?
It was that way in the story. Nobody could leave. Nobody except...
Except who?
He's talking about some video game.
Hold on. I want to hear this. Except who, Tommy?
Except the people they sent down ahead of them. Well, they look just like people. You'd never know the difference. It wasn't until the ship landed
Tommy, please, son, please don't talk that way.
Right. The kid shouldn't say stuff like that. And we shouldn't stand here listening to him. Why, this is the silliest thing I ever heard. He tells us a comic book plot and we stand around listening like fools.
Go ahead, Tommy. I want to hear what you've got to say. The whole thing. What kind of story was this? And what about the people they sent ahead?
That was the way they got ready for the landing. They sent 4 people. A mother and a father and 2 kids who looked just like humans. But they weren't.
Well, I guess that's it then. What we better do is run a check on the neighborhood and see which one of us are really human. How does that sound to everybody?
There must be something better to do than just stand around making bum jokes about it.
Well, like what?
Well, for instance, I wonder if Floral Street's got the same deal we got.
Hey, where's Pete Van Horn?
Didn't he get back yet?
Can't see a blessed thing. Hey, who's that?
It's Les Goodman. See him there across the street? He went out and got in his car just like that.
Now, where's he going at a time like this?
Looks like he isn't going anywhere.
Hey, Les.
Can't you get it started?
No dice.
That sounds like the battery's dead.
It shouldn't be. It's charged up.
Ah, could be the starter.
Oh, this car always works, like clockwork. I get behind the wheel in the morning and it goes. It never fails.
Unless it's something electrical.
Such as? Who did that?
Nobody. It just started.
All by itself?
But that can't be. Cars don't just start all by themselves. Do they, Steve?
Of course not.
Not without the keys. I got them right here in my hand.
Well, this one did. How come his car just up and started like that?
How could it? Yeah, how could it start by itself? He wasn't anywhere near it.
And he never did come out to look at that thing that flew over. He wasn't even interested.
He was too busy.
Busy with what?
Why? Why didn't he come out with the rest of us to look?
He always was an oddball. Him and his whole family. Real oddballs.
What do you say we ask him?
Yeah, well, that's a good idea.
Wait a minute. Just wait a minute.
What for?
Let's not turn into a mob here.
Listen to me.
Let him talk.
I don't understand it either. I tried to start it. It wouldn't start. You saw me. All of you saw me.
Sure we did.
What are you telling us, Les? That there's something going on here?
I'm not telling you anything. I don't understand it either. I swear I don't understand anything about tonight.
What don't you understand?
What's happening?
Well, maybe you better tell us the whole story.
What story?
Well, here's the way I see it. Nothing's working on this street. Nothing. No lights, no power, no radio, no TV. Nothing except one car. And guess whose it is? Yours.
Yeah, that's right.
Now don't go jumping to conclusions. We don't have all the facts yet.
He's getting back in his car.
Well, why shouldn't he? It's his.
No, you don't. We need some answers. And we need them now.
Hold it right there. You keep your distance, all of you.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
So I've got a car that starts by itself. Well, that's a freak thing, I admit it. But does that make me some kind of criminal or something? I don't know why the car works. It just does.
We're all on a monster kick, Les. Seems that general impression holds that maybe one family isn't what we think they are. Monsters from outer space or something.
You never can be sure. Could have been a spy plane.
On Maple Street? Right. How'd they get here? Or were they here all along?
Well, that thing, it could have been a missile. You never know.
A bomb, you mean? An ICBM? Did you hear it explode? Did you?
Well, no.
I'll tell you what's going on. You're afraid of anything that's different. Fifth columnists from the vast beyond. Listen to yourselves. You know anybody that might fit that description, Les? On Maple Street?
No, I sure don't.
I don't either. And neither does anybody else.
Look at that!
At what? It's his porch light.
It went on.
Yeah, the only one that's on.
So who turned it on, huh?
Now I suppose that's really supposed to incriminate me.
Take it easy.
The light goes on and off. Something in the wiring. Big deal. That really seals it, doesn't it?
Move back, everybody.
Why should we?
This is Les's porch. His yard.
That doesn't matter anymore.
Sure it does. It's his property.
I just don't understand this. So I've got a bad switch.
You never did before.
Look, you all know me.
Of course they do.
We've lived here for 5 years, right in this house.
Now, where'd you move here from?
Will you let him talk?
We're no different than any of the rest of you. We're no different at all. Really, this whole thing is just weird.
Well, if that's the case, Les Goodman, explain why...
Explain what? Why do I have to explain anything to you or anybody else?
Never mind.
Go ahead. What about it? Explain what?
Well...
Go on. Just say it.
Well, sometimes I go to bed late at night. A couple of times I'd come out on the porch and I'd see Mr. Goodman here in the wee hours of the morning, standing out in front of his house.
Then what was he doing?
Looking.
Looking where? In somebody's window?
No, up at the sky.
What?
That's right, looking up at the sky as if he were waiting for something.
For a signal?
Well, I really couldn't say.
Think. What did you see him do?
I'd like all of you to leave now.
You stay away from us.
Or what? You know, really, this is a bad joke. You know what I'm guilty of? I'm guilty of insomnia. Now, what's the penalty for that? Is that a crime now, too? Well, is it? Doesn't anybody have anything to say about that?
Let it go. Nobody said...
No! Did you hear what I said? I said it was insomnia.
They heard.
You fools. You scared, frightened rabbits. You're sick. Sick people. Do you know that? All of you.
Hey, easy.
And you don't know what you're getting into. You don't have any idea. Because let me tell you, this thing you're starting, that should be what really frightens you. As God is my witness, you're letting something begin here that could turn into a nightmare you can't stop.
Les, I brought you a glass of milk. Refrigerator's off, but it's still cold.
Put the candle out.
Why?
Just do it.
What are all those people doing across the street? Why are they just standing there?
I said put the candle out, now.
Are they still watching our house?
That's right.
What do they expect to see?
A red monkey.
What?
I remember a science article I read once.
Which article?
About an experiment.
What made you think of that?
It was in a laboratory. They set up a kind of zoo with all these monkeys. They made sure they were comfortable, had plenty to eat, let them go about their business. All different kinds of monkeys. And for a while, they all got along just fine.
Les, what does this have to do with
And one day, the scientists painted one of the monkeys another color. Red or green or something, I don't remember. Just one of them. And you know what happened? All the other monkeys turned on it, and they tore the red monkey apart. Killed it right there on the spot for no reason.
Oh, Les, that is a horrible story.
No reason except it was a little bit too different. I suppose that was enough for the monkeys. Do we still have that gun?
What?
My dad's old service pistol. I had it packed in the attic. I was wondering, do you think it's still there?
I'm going to wait right here no matter how long it takes.
For what, Charlie?
It just doesn't seem right, keeping watch on them like this.
Well, what else are we supposed to do?
Now, Charlie, he was right when he said he was one of our neighbors. One of our good neighbors. Think about it. Why, I've known Ethel Goodman ever since they moved in. We go shopping together once a week. We've been friends for...
That don't prove a thing.
Well, it's worth something.
Any guy who spends his time looking up at the sky early in the morning, all alone, well, there's something plain wrong with that kind of person.
Haven't you ever looked in the sky?
And why would I do that?
The stars, Charlie. The constellations. I had a pair of binoculars when I was a kid. Knew the names of every one.
Yeah, when you were a kid. But there's something about that, well, it ain't legitimate here. Maybe under normal circumstances we could let it go by, but these aren't normal circumstances. What more do you need? Do I have to spell it out for you?
I guess you do.
Look at the street. Our street. Now there's nothing but candles everywhere. It's like going back to the Dark Ages or something.
Yes, it is.
Where are you going, Mr. Brand?
To visit an old friend. Les?
You don't have to knock. Anybody wants me, I'm right here.
Come on, Les.
Steve, is that you?
Stay right where you are. We don't want any trouble.
No trouble, I promise. Not if I have anything to say about it.
But this time, if anybody sets foot on my porch, that's what they're going to get. Trouble.
Look, Les.
I've already explained to you people.
You people? Is that who we are now?
And I'm not going to explain again.
You don't have to explain anything.
I don't sleep very well at night. Sometimes I get up and take a walk, and I look up at the sky. I keep track of the meteor showers, shooting stars. They come at different times of the year, at odd hours. You can read about it in National Geographic. Don't you know that?
Sure I do.
That's exactly what he does. He always has.
I understand.
Why, this whole thing, it's been blown out of all proportion. It's ridiculous.
I know.
It's some kind of madness or something.
That's what it is, all right. Some kind of madness.
Then what can we do to stop it?
At this point, that is the question.
You best watch who you're seen with, Steve.
Who's that?
You ain't exactly above suspicion yourself.
Or you, Charlie.
Or any of us, it seems, from age 8 on up.
Come inside, Steve.
No. There's no reason to hide.
What I'd like to know is, what are we going to do? Just stand around here all night?
There's nothing else we can do. Till then, we stand watch. One of them will tip their hand. You'll see. They've got to.
There's something you can do, Charlie.
Oh, you're telling me what to do?
You could go home and keep your mouth shut.
Oh, yeah?
You could quit strutting around like a self-appointed hanging judge and just climb into bed and forget it.
You sound real anxious to have that happen, Steve.
Oh, I am.
In that case, I think we better keep a real close eye on you, too.
You do that.
I think everything might as well come out now.
Good idea.
Steve, your wife's done plenty of talking about you lately.
She what?
About your habits. You're plenty odd, too, it sounds like.
And when did you talk to my wife?
Go ahead. Tell us what she said.
Yes, go ahead. What's my wife said? Let's get it all out.
Yeah, let's.
Why not? Let's pick out every idiosyncrasy about every single man, woman, and child on this street and put them under a microscope like bugs.
Are you afraid of the truth, buddy?
You think you know what the truth is?
If you got nothing to hide...
Then why don't we go all the way and set up some kind of kangaroo court? How about a firing squad at dawn, Charlie, so we can get rid of all the suspects? Narrow them down, make it easier for you. And for you too, Don, old buddy.
Hey, look, there's no need getting so upset, Steve.
Then why are you?
Well, it's just that, well...
Well, what?
Myra's talked about how there's been plenty of nights when you spend hours and hours down in your basement, working on some kind of radio equipment or something.
Oh, for the love of...
Got a regular electronics lab down there, she says. Well, none of us have ever seen that radio, now have we? Or whatever it is. How come you never told us about it?
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. What kind of radio set you working on? Shortwave or something else? I've never seen it, and neither has anyone else around here.
It's a hobby, for God's sake.
Who do you talk to on that radio? And who talks to you? What kind of messages you sending, huh? And receiving.
I'm surprised at you, Charlie. How come you're so dense all of a sudden?
What does that mean?
Who do I talk to? Well, who do you think? I talk to monsters from outer space.
There, he admitted it.
I talk to three-headed green men who fly over in what look like meteors. That is, when I'm not talking to other enemies, other aliens.
Steve, please.
Go back in the house, honey.
It's a ham radio, that's all. I bought him a book on it for his birthday. It's just an amateur radio set. A lot of people have them. It's good for keeping in touch with friends all over the world.
Oh, yeah? What friends? In which country?
Does it matter?
It matters a lot.
I can show it to you. Would that make you feel better? It's right down in the basement.
Show them nothing. If they want to look inside our house, let them go get a search warrant.
Look, you can't afford to...
Charlie, don't tell me what I can afford. Stop telling me who's dangerous and who's safe and who's a menace.
Come inside now.
And the rest of you, you're with them too, aren't you? You're standing here all set to crucify, all set to find a scapegoat, all desperate to point your fingers at your neighbor. Well, now look, friends. The only thing that's going to happen is that we'll all end up eating each other alive. Get your hand off me, Charlie.
That's not the only thing that can happen to us.
What's that? Who?
Tommy, get inside and lock the door.
It's the monster! It's the monster!
No, Tommy!
We may need this.
A shotgun? Give me that.
Don't try to take it away from me.
Put it down. We can't even see who it is yet. It could be anybody.
It don't look like anybody. At least not from around here. It looks tall, real tall and dark, and...
That's because the streetlights are off.
Well, whoever it is, it can go right back where it came from.
Oh, it's an it now, not a who.
Give me the gun.
But you don't know who...
Stand aside if you're not going to help.
Good Lord, will anybody take the time to think?
We've done enough thinking.
Will you people wise up? Even if it is what you say it is, what good would a gun do against something like that? Some sort of enemy? Something you don't even have a name for yet? Something that...
No more words, Steve. You're gonna talk us into a grave. Whatever's out there in the street, you'd let walk right over us, wouldn't you? Well, some of us won't. Some of us are man enough to stand up for what we believe in.
What do you believe?
Quiet! Here it comes!
You got him, Charlie!
One shot! Pretty good, huh?
Take a look.
No.
Take a look. Take a good long look and see what you've done, you murderers.
It's Pete Van Horn.
I thought he was going to go over to the next block to see if the power was on.
You killed him, Charlie. You shot him dead.
But I didn't know who it was. I sure didn't. He comes walking out of the shadows like that. How am I supposed to know who he was?
Then why did you shoot?
Steve, you know why. Tell him, huh? How was I supposed to know he wasn't one of the monsters or something?
You make me sick to my stomach.
Dad, we're all scared of the same thing. I was trying to protect my home and my neighborhood, that's all, like anybody would. Look, all of you, that's what I was trying to do.
Hey, you're the one, not me. You did it.
I didn't know it was one of us. I swear I didn't know.
Look, over there.
What is it?
A light just went on.
Where?
In that upstairs bedroom.
Which one?
Charlie. Charlie. The lights just went on.
Where?
In your house.
I don't know nothing about that.
Why did your lights just go on?
Yeah, what about it, Charlie?
Oh, back off.
Hey, how come you're the only one with lights on now?
Yes. Why don't you tell us? It's something I'd certainly like to know. To be honest, I'm curious.
Hey, come on.
You were so quick to kill, Charlie.
It was an accident.
And you were so quick to tell us who we had to be careful of. Well, come to think of it, maybe you had to kill.
Had to?
Maybe Pete there was trying to tell us something.
What do you mean?
Maybe he found out something and came back to tell us who there was amongst us we should watch out for.
No, it's nothing like that. I don't know why the lights are on. I swear I don't. Look, somebody's pulling a gag or something.
A gag? A gag, Charlie? There's a dead man on the sidewalk and you killed him. Does this look like a gag to you?
No, please!
I'll get him.
Charlie, over here in the house. It must have been Charlie.
We gotta get him.
Well, we'll take care of him.
Charlie, the glass, you're cut.
Get behind me.
I'll get a bandage.
I don't need it.
Quick, they're coming.
Now, all of you, listen.
Listen to what?
Why should we?
You said plenty already.
I swear to you, I swear it isn't me.
Then who is it?
But I know who it is. I do.
Sure you do.
I know who the monster is here.
Who is it?
I know who it is. It doesn't belong. I give you my word. I know.
What are you waiting for then?
Oh, please, Les, come away.
Not yet.
What are you waiting for? A flash of red?
What are you talking about?
The monkeys, Les. Remember, you told me about it. The monkeys.
I want to hear this. Go in the house and wait for me.
I'll go in the house, but I may not be there when you come home.
If you just hear me out.
Come on, Charlie, come on.
Who is it, Charlie? Tell us.
All right, quit stalling. Let's hear it.
It's
Go ahead.
Give us a name.
It's the kid. It's Tommy. He's the one.
No.
How can it be?
It has to be.
Mom? That's crazy. Crazy. He's a child. He's my little boy.
But he knew. He was the only one who knew. He told us all about it, every little detail. Well, how did he know? How could he have known? Can you tell us that, Sally?
Yeah, that's right.
How could he?
Make the kid talk.
What about Goodman's car, though?
Well, it was Charlie who killed Old Man Horn. Nobody could argue with that. Just shut him up.
But it was the kid who knew what was going to happen the whole time. He was the one who knew.
Have you all gone crazy? Stop it, every one of you, now!
You better shut up, Brad.
Or what?
This.
Charlie has to be the one. He's just lying to save his own skin. It all adds up now. Where's my shotgun?
I'll get the hammer off Old Man Horn.
Maybe Les Goodman is the one. His car started.
Let's wreck it before he gets away.
What about Brand's radio? He's the one who called them.
Smash the radio.
Les!
Give me the hammer. Something.
I got a 22.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Steve, we gotta get out of here.
Too late. It's too late.
Get Steve and Charlie. They're working together.
You better listen to me. It's our only chance. Where's the kid?
No, you stay away from us.
Mom!
Let's go, Tommy. Stay with me. We're going home now.
Hey, he's getting away.
Leave us be.
I could get a shot.
You missed. Give me that thing.
I gotta aim. Here,
What's that?
Where?
the light over there in that house. It just went on.
That's Bob Weaver's place.
And it isn't the kid.
That isn't the Weaver's house.
It's Don Martin's place.
I tell you, it's the kid.
It's Charlie. He's the one.
Hold on, there's lights in the house next door to it going off and on.
And that one.
And that one.
Which one is it?
It's all of them.
It can't be everybody.
It is. Look.
Blinking on and off. Up and down the block like a Christmas tree about to blow.
Look at them down there. They've started a fire. Humans. They didn't last long. They never do. No defenses. Then our job will be easy. Understand the procedure now? Clearly. We stop some of their primitive machines. Radios, televisions, telephones. And throw them into darkness for a few Earth hours. A few minutes. And observe the pattern. This pattern is always the same, with subtle variations. They pick the most dangerous enemy they can find. Their own kind. All we need to do is watch and wait. And I take it this place, this Maple Street, is not unique. By no means. Their world is full of Maple Streets. And we'll go from one to another, and let them destroy themselves, one by one by one. Time to return to the ship. For now. Tell the fleet we're ready. If we even need them.
The tools of conquest do not necessarily come with bombs and missiles, with explosions and fallout and invading armies. The most dangerous weapons are simply thoughts, attitudes, prejudices, to be found only in the minds of men. For the record, prejudice can kill and suspicion can destroy. And a thoughtless, frightened search for a scapegoat has a fallout and a contamination all its own. For the children, our children, and those yet to be born. And the vast universal pity of it is that such things cannot be safely confined to the Twilight Zone.
Hi, this is Carl Amari, producer of the Twilight Zone radio dramas. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our official website at twilightzoneradio.com, where you'll get the latest news and information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas. Plus, at twilightzoneradio.com, you can digitally download 3 free episodes or any of our episodes for only $1.95 each. In this age of ever-changing technology, we've decided to make these episodes instantly available to you by making the Twilight Zone radio dramas a digital download-only series. This means that this series will no longer be offered on CD. The CD collections at our website are now being offered while supplies last at buy one, get one free. So be sure to get your favorites before they're sold out. Be sure to visit us often, and I'll see you in the zone.
Monsters Are Due on Maple Street, starring Frank John Hughes, with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and based on a script by Rod Serling. Heard in the cast were Adam Tangway, Mike Algedeff, Tony Castillo, Laura Russell, Linda Ryder, Turk Moeller, Rick Komanik, Peggy Roeder, Heather Ann Preet, Sammy Giampapa, Anthony Giampapa, Jeff Lubiton, Don Longo, Carl Amari, Roger Wolski, and Doug James. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at twilightzoneradio.com. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari and Roger Wolski for Falcon Picture Group. Doug James speaking.